Hi everyone, I've done this many times over the years. While driving, a subject will come into my mind, and I literally start filming a video there and then. This finger going up means that my adaptive cruise control is at its shortest following distance, or the first setting. It doesn't look too bad with the wide angle camera, but with my VFO A329 we've got the benefit of having a telephoto also. And this is approximately what our eyes perceive the distance to actually be. Pretty obviously I'm going slowly, but this is way too close. It's not good. So I increased the following distance to level 2. The gap increased, but it's still too close. Counting the frames at different marker points, it seems to be a little under 2 seconds. Let's have a look at level 3, and this is out of 5. Let's count the separation distance from this marking on the floor. It's approximately 52 frames, and that's just under 2 seconds. So even at this medium level, it doesn't follow at least at the minimum required distance. The next few seconds were a little busy, so I disengaged the cruise control, got back to lane 1, and then put it back on again. We're still on level 3. The blue sign on the left, let's count. 1 banana, 2 banana, a little closer than 2 seconds. Let's try 4. That feels a little better now. I must admit 4 is generally the setting that I have it on. I was right. I'm going to again count when we get to the brighter part past the shadow. 1 banana, 2 banana. It's pushing 2 seconds. I might not be totally accurate with the counting. I'll do it with frame rate and see whether that's more accurate. It obviously will be, but seems about right for me, to be honest. Obviously not in poor weather conditions. So that's 4. We've got 5. Let's try that now. Instantly slowed my speed a bit. The car in front is now turning. When that one gets out of the way, it will probably speed up and catch up the lorry again. Off we go. It seemed to maintain good space with the car that was turning. It was probably a little bit late reducing the slowing down and getting on with things. It doesn't anticipate, don't forget, cruise control or adaptive cruise control. It just reacts off distances. So it's a reactor rather than a planner. Let's have a little look to see what we're like with this lorry. I'm going to wait until my speed checks itself. I'm set at doing 60. That lorry doing a bit more. I tell you what, I'm going to stick my adaptive cruise up to 65. I know there's only so yes, it's about there. It was about where it needed to be, but it's settled now at 57, 58 miles an hour, which is probably true representation of 56 for the lorries. So let's have a little look. There's nothing obvious here. There's a green sign coming up that I'm going to use to count. Let's have a little look to see what type of distance is. Blue sign. 1 banana, 2 banana. Yes, so we're pretty good with the more than 2 seconds. I'm just going to turn it. Am I going to turn it off? No, it's okay. In fact, I am. It's a little busy. So, back to the first experiment. Level 1, way too close. I wouldn't have dared use it at higher speeds. 2 was really close. 3 was still too close, but I could probably cope with it. But everything becomes a lot more reactive. Not as bad as the first 2, but then 4 and 5 seem pretty good. Now, some people may say I just need to check my car's speed with the red one again. That's normal. My car's rolling away with things. I am going to need to get out as well. Just the red car's just a touch slow. Yeah, but okay. It's only doing 52 miles an hour. Let's just get ourselves out of the way. Thank you, sir. So, yeah, just an extra point about the issues with going too slow, slower than the lorries are going. It does cause pretty big hold-ups a lot of the time, to be honest. So, back to the separation distances on active cruise. I've obviously got the 5. 4 and 5 are acceptable for me, and they're the ones that I usually cycle in between, depending on the situation. We're in good weather conditions. Now, we're not even going to use the argument, well, what about in poor weather conditions? Because remember, cruise control shouldn't be used in poor weather conditions. However, if it was just wet, I'd still be tempted to put it on. But those distances that you've got are still suitable for only good conditions. So just be careful if you use an adaptive cruise in anything other than ideal weather conditions. Let me know what your distances are like with your adaptive cruise on. Thanks for tuning in. Keep safe, and we'll see you soon. How's the Tesla's distances? Now, show the brake lights to reprimand, show the brake lights to just warn, to get off the back bumper. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Splitter on a Tesla, that just tells you absolutely everything. Tailgating the next person now.